Good morning all. I am Sumalata. In the previous lecture, I discussed about the probability distribution function for discrete and continuous random variable. Now, in this lecture 5, the next topic is probability density function for discrete and continuous random variables. The probability density function is a basic mathematical tool to design the probabilistic behaviors of a random variable. That is, the probability density function is also depends on the probability of the given events in a random variable. Okay, the probability density function of the random variable x is defined as the probabilities at a given values of x. That is, here in this probability density function, the probability density function is taking the probabilities at a given values of x. If we observe the previous probability distribution function, in that we are taking the sum of all the probabilities up to the value of small x. In this probability density function, we are taking the probabilities at a given values of x only. Okay. So it is a derivative of the distribution function and is denoted as small fx of x. So the density function is the derivative of the distribution function and the representation is small fx of x. Remember here, capital Fx of x means that is a representation of probability distribution function. Small fx of x is a representation of the probability density function. Okay. So the density function is, so here already we are taking the density function is the derivative of the distribution function. Okay. Based on this, the density function is small fx of x is equal to the derivative of capital Fx of x. That means this is the density function. This is the derivative of the distribution function. Here, where x is a real number in the range minus infinity to infinity. Okay. How we are getting this formula? That means, so in the previous lecture, for continuous random variables, the probability distribution function is the integration of small fx of x. Here this will be the probability function, that is nothing but taking as probability density function. So from this formula we are getting this. Okay. So in this is the probability distribution function capital Fx of x. This small fx of x is the density function. In this formula, we need small fx of x. That means the density function we need. That's why if we are derivating on both sides, then d capital Fx of x by dx, derivative of integration of small fx of x dx. So here derivative and integration both are cancelled and finally we are getting small fx of x. Okay, that's why only we are getting the density function small fx of x is equal to the derivative of the distribution function. So this formula is getting from the previous lecture probability distribution function for continuous random variables. Now, what is the density function for discrete random variables and what is the density function for continuous random variables? Take the first one. For discrete random variables, so small fx of x, that is the density function is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n p of xi del of x minus xi. So how we are getting this formula? So already we are taking the density function is equal to the derivative of the distribution function. For discrete random variables, we know the formula for the probability distribution function for discrete random variables. Okay, this is the formula. Capital Fx of x equal to summation I equal to 1 to n p of xi u of x minus xi. Okay, so now we need the density function small fx of x. So what is the formula? The derivative of the distribution function. That means the derivative of the total, the derivative of the distribution function. That means the derivative of this. So in this, summation I equal to 1 to n keep aside. P of xi is the constant. That's why P of xi is take aside. So the derivative is applied for only the unit step function. Okay. The derivative is applied only for unit step function. That's why we know the derivative of the unit step function is equal to the impulse function. Okay. So that means the derivative of the unit step function is equal to the impulse function. That's why we are getting the density function small fx of x equal to summation I equal to 1 to n p of xi del of x minus xi. If you are taking the distribution function, then that will belongs to the unit step function. If you are taking the density function, in that we are getting the impulse function. Okay. We are taking the same example in the previous lecture. So in a given experiment, if a discrete random variable x has elements x equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the probabilities p of x equal to 2 by 36, 8 by 36 and so on 2 by 36. Draw the density function of x. Okay. So by observing this example, the given values are the random variable values are giving the random variable x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the corresponding probabilities p of x is equal to 2 by 36, 8 by 36, 12 by 36, 7 by 36 and 5 by 36 and 2 by 36. These are the corresponding probabilities. So now we need to calculate the density function. Small fx of x is equal to, already we know the formula, summation I equal to 1 to n p of xi del of x minus xi. Here in the random variable we are having totally 6 elements. That's why capital N equal to 6. So by substituting 6, p of xi del of x minus xi. So by expanding this summation, we are getting small fx of x equal to p of x1 del of x minus x1 plus p of x2 del of x minus x2 plus p of x3 del of x minus x3 and so on plus p of x6 del of x minus x6. So we know the probabilities and x1, x2, x3 and so on x6 values also. So by substituting all the values, we are getting small fx of x. The required density function. Okay. Small fx of x equal to 2 by 36 del of x minus x1. That means p of x1 is 2 by 36, x1 is 1. Okay. P of x2 is 8 by 36, x2 is 2. P of x3 is 12 by 36, x3 is 3. P of x4 is 7 by 36, x4 is 4. P of x5 is 5 by 36, x5 is 5. P of x6 is 2 by 36, x6 is 6. So finally we are getting the required density function. Okay. Now we draw the plot for this density function. In the definition of density function, So the density function means that will be, see here. So the probability density function of the random variable x is defined as the probabilities at a given values of x. Okay. So based on this, if we draw the plot for the given density function, so here on x-axis we are taking the events, on y-axis we are taking the density function. So at x equal to 1, what is the probability? 2 by 36. That's why the probability density function at x equal to 1 is 2 by 36. Okay. At x equal to 2, what is the probability? 8 by 36. That's why the probability density function is also 8 by 36. So the probability density function at 3, 12 by 36. At 4, 7 by 36. At 5, 5 by 36. At 6, 2 by 36. In this way, we draw the plot for the density function. Okay. This example is taken for the discrete random variables. Next, for continuous random variables, how to calculate the density function. So continuous random variables. If x is a continuous random variable, the density function small f(x) of x is the derivative of the distribution function. Okay, already we know here. Okay, so the density function is equal to the derivative of the distribution function. So that is the same formula is also here because this is a continuous random variables. Okay, here x value is in between minus infinity to infinity. Here we are taking one example. Capital f(x) of x, that means the distribution function equal to x. In the range 0 is less than or equal, x is less than or equal 1. So for this we are calculating the density function. Okay. So the distribution function is given as x. The range is given as 0 to 1. So the formula we are using for doing this is small f(x) of x equal to d by dx of the distribution function capital f(x) of x. So in the problem, capital f(x) of x is given. That will be x. So by substituting, we are getting dx by dx. That is nothing but 1. So the density function is equal to 1 for 0 is less than or equal, x is less than or equal 1. Okay. So in this way, we are calculating the density function for continuous random variable. How we know this belongs to the continuous random variable? See here, based on this range between 0 to 1. That means we are taking each and every point between 0 to 1. Whenever we are observing the range like this, that belongs to the continuous random variable. Okay. So in this way, we are calculating the density function for continuous random variable. Now we draw the plot for both. So the distribution function is equal to x. Okay, that means how this plot for this distribution function. Suppose the x is 0, then capital f(x) of x is 0. Suppose x is 0.1, then capital f(x) of x is 0.1. Suppose x equal to 0.2, x is capital f(x) of x is 0.2. Suppose if x equal to 0.7, capital f(x) of x is 0.7. That means this will be linearly increasing graph up to the value 1. Okay. So the distribution function is linearly increased between 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Linearly increased. Final value becomes 1. The final amplitude for the distribution function is 1. So this is the distribution function plot for the continuous random variable. Now we require the density function plot. So what is the density function here? We are getting small fx of x equal to 1. 1 means that will be a constant in between the range 0 to 1. So the density function plot is getting like this. Okay. So between 0 to 1, the density function is 1. That will be a constant. Okay. So in this way, we'll draw the plot for probability density function. Okay, thank you.